Hello, welcome again to class. Thank you so much for staying tuned. Thank you for liking, for subscribing, and for sharing. Now, if you've not done, please do. Please like the videos, share, and subscribe. Now, we've started already with matters concerning animal health, which we considered over 10 different diseases. If you've not seen them, please see the previous videos. Several videos we had on animal diseases. And then from disease aspect of animal health, we put into nutrition. And nutrition we decided to start with minerals. Minerals are essential, both micro and macro. We're still on the macro, that is those that are required in relatively, comparatively large quantity. Now, today we're looking at sulfur. We've already started. We've looked at the path we follow, the path I've always been looking at the historical perspective for each of the elements we've looked at. Well, how did they start? How did they get to be known to be useful in nutrition, in diet? So the sources of those nutrients, how what plant or animal tissues we can get them from, and also absorption of those things, and then metabolism, and then functions and efficiency symptoms. Today we'll be looking at metabolism of sulfur. Well, sulfur, we already know that sulfur is or plays an important part, or is a major component or structural component of amino acids. Now, looking at this thing, and amino acids are the building block of proteins, and enzymes and hormones are essentially protein for most of them. Now, look at this. Once absorbed into the body, now sulfur is actually or goes into formation of structural components of amino acids. The amino acids themselves also, not all, they called those ones that are used that contain sulfur containing amino acids. In the last video I mentioned cysteine, and methionine. Now these are they call them essential amino acids. They are not one among the essential amino acids. So they are some of the essential amino acids. They form proteins, building block of proteins, and also essentially enzymes and some hormones are proteins. But let me talk about something on metabolism. Metabolism, I've said in the previous videos, is basically two types: the catabolism and the anabolism. Catabolism has to do with the breaking down of nutrients. Anabolism has to do with the building up of those nutrients. In other words, nutrients that are consumed by man or animals are first broken down, denatured, and then the body builds them up, build again in such a way to fit into the particular tissue or organ or particular fluid in the body that will be needed for. So you have certain program in the DNA that determines how certain proteins are going to be built, or certain nutrients are going to be built. So when food is taken, or food nutrients are taken, first broken down and then built up again by anabolism to different parts of the body. So we're looking at it with respect to new minerals. Most minerals are not essentially broken down. They are actually incorporated, just taken in. We decided to use the word metabolism just for something that will be broad and accept or be useful for other aspects. Now, methionine, I've talked about, is an essential amino acid. It acts as a major donor of sulfur, because the sulfur containing amino acids donates to cysteine, taurine, and glutathione. Now, I mentioned this, that anytime you see anything ending with T-I-O-N, T-I-O, it means sulfur, contains sulfur. So, thioglutathione. Now, sulfur is also involved in the synthesis of glutathione. Now, one thing about glutathione is that it's a very good antioxidant. What are antioxidants? Antioxidants are substances that prevent possible degeneration of certain cells into cancer cells. So they help to prevent cancers in the body from coming up. And also, we'll be looking at this, that sulfur will be useful. Sulfur is actually excreted from the body through the urine. Now, what happens is that certain minerals are consumed in excess. So when they are taken out in excess, when they are consumed in excess, when you have them in excess in the bloodstream, it goes through ultrafiltration in the kidney, and then the excess of it is taken off. Now, when the body discovers that there is a deficiency in it, that's why we're looking at deficiency symptoms in the next class. The body also knows how to get, we know how to get it. It's either by ingesting, taking in, or actually stop the excretion of the mineral. In this case, we're looking at sulfur. The body knows how to stop the excretion of sulfur. So thank you so much. I want you to stay tuned to the next class. We'll be looking at the functions of sulfur and dietary deficiency of sulfur. Please stay tuned. Let's meet then. Thank you.